My name is Itay Talgam. I'm from Israel. So Itay is a biblical name. And Talgam actually is a Syrian name because my father's family is from Syria. So you see, short question, long answer. I am a conductor. I conduct orchestras. I was music director of many of Israel's orchestras and also abroad, and I'm guest conducting in Europe, in America. What I talked about was music as a metaphor for both collaborative effort in companies where people have to come together with a product, and also music as a metaphor for collaboration over internet, new media, interactive systems, social networks. I think basically, to oversimplify, basically it's all about the same thing. How do you make people do their best, come with their best, share their best, rather than go through routines? If you're an old school conductor, as we've seen, you just tell everybody what to do at every moment. And if you're good enough, then you will have a good, even innovative performance only by using other people as instruments to your own interpretation. But luckily, we have enough proof that the real great performances are not created in this way, but rather through the very interesting ability of certain leaders to lead by other means, not by dictating, not by controlling, but actually by opening spaces for other people. You have to be open within, I think, the framework of a process of a sort. So it's not like you need to lose control for people to feel comfortable. They will not. They will feel comfortable if they understand the process, and within the certain process they choose to be part of, you give them enough freedom so they can create. So it's all about understanding how control and design can be made on different levels. The real smart people, I think, have a very good design, but the design is far enough to not only enable but actually make people, seduce people into this process of infusing the gaps with their own meaning, and therefore become creators themselves. First of all, you have to realize that you simply cannot control everything. I mean, even if you show every player, you are not the one who's actually, playing the oboe or moving the bow, and it's not your hand. Although you can, some even very famous conductors in interviews say that they feel like they play the whole orchestra. If they had, 70 hands, they would play all the instruments. So first of all, you have to come to terms with you cannot possibly. It's a source of frustration, continuous frustration for you and for the people who are working with you. So once you've understood this, you're looking for other ways of doing it, of other ways of channeling. It's like you have. If I have water in this small cup, I want to move them. I do it like this. But think about the river. What will you do? Obviously, you understand that you cannot negotiate with the water the way water is water, they will be water. They have their own way of doing things. What you can do is you can build a dam or dig a channel or whatever. You change the terrain, and therefore the flow changes. So both the water are still water, controlling what they do, but you have a different sort of control. So it's just a matter of finding what sort of control, in what aspect of the universe must you do in order to get what you want and still enable others to be what they need to be. I was asked to talk, I think it was I think it was in Munich in a German conference about the way conductors work with the people, and suddenly on stage after I finished jumps this gentleman, Clay Shirky. You might have heard the name because he's one of those internet thinkers. He's with the New York University, and he says, "Look, this is the best metaphor for collaboration over the internet." So I say, "How?" And not for the first time, it happens to me that I just bring the story, I just bring the metaphor, and wherever I speak to people, psychiatrists, psychologists, they think of it in terms of treatment, the space between the patient and the doctor, and educators, they think of it in terms of education, and internet people, they come with. So the nice thing about music is it's so rich that if you just present it in a way that is not blocking people from being creative about it, which is of course a modeling of the message we talked about, just bring it, make it valid, but not force the people to think in a certain, they will come up with much better ideas than I had. The modeling in the room of being able to put forward a strong message, not a diffused, uninteresting thing, but a strong message, and yet leave it open to people from all different, professions and interests to give it their interpretation. I think it's a good modeling. I hope it's a good modeling of the message we just spoke about.